So my name is Martin Bertilsson. I was born in Sweden, 1979. I came to North America, to the United States, in 2003 as an exchange student to Hamline University. And I've been here ever since. I was supposed to eat some hamburgers and go home, and I'm still here. My parents had all the ABBA records, and there was always music in the house. So at a young age, before I even remember anything, there was always ABBA music playing. So it's kind of natural for me to be a fan. There was never, in a sense, to become a fan. I was probably always a fan. The music was always there. And we would play all the records, and not just the hit songs, we'll also play a lot of the other songs, which was great. And in addition, I think once you move away from Sweden, ABBA is so significant to Sweden. So when you move away, you kind of become an ambassador. You've also become an ambassador for ABBA, because I remember coming here as an exchange student, people will always ask me, do you like ABBA? And so I think if you move away, you will love all the Swedish stuff even more. I think IKEA was cool when I lived in Sweden, but it's even better when you're here. So in Sweden we call it ABBA. That's the name, how we pronounce this, ABBA, versus in the rest of the world is ABBA. And it comes with the first letter for the four people there in ABBA. Björn with a B, and Benny, a B, Anne-Frid Lyngstad and Agneta Fältskog, both starting with an A. That will become ABBA in a way. And I think later on they created this branding where they switched the B to the other side to kind of create a brand name for themselves. What I've heard is a good story is that at the time when they applied for the name ABBA, there was already kind of a fish company named ABBA in Sweden, and they had to ask them permission if they could also be called ABBA, even if they were a music group and not preserving fish in a can. ABBA, the fish company, replied and say yes, and they actually sent back a can of tuna to them, because tuna in Swedish is called tunfisk, and tun is the same as tune, and they thought it was a little hilarious to send back a can of tuna fish to them and saying, yes, you can use the word ABBA. Obviously a lot more famous today than the fish company. I believe before ABBA, Sweden did not export much music. Music was very important. The government spends a lot of money on music schools, so a lot of people play in instruments. We have the highest rate per capita of people being in choirs. So we were probably just on the verge of success of exporting music. And ABBA kind of paved the way, starting with the 1974 when they won the Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo, paving the way for other artists. Also the way how they formed the music with a strong verse, but also a very strong chorus, pop, a lot of melody. It's very happy. That's in a way how we write the songs. And you can see the influence after ABBA. A lot of the groups coming out after that kind of has that kind of a theory of music. If it's a Roxette, or if it's Robin, or whoever it is that came out internationally, you can kind of feel has the ABBA theory how to export music. And I think that's why they're so significant. They also looked very Swedish. And the four band members doing pretty good in interviews and talking about Sweden, being ambassadors for Sweden. Everywhere in the world they traveled. I think it became very significant to become a big of a brand name as IKEA and Volvo. I think that's why they are so significant. They were very good in front of the cameras, but they're also very good on stage, very well-rounded, and I think that was very important for them. It's said that Sweden is the third largest music exporter in the world, and if you calculate per capita, the United States be the largest and England being second and Sweden third, which is quite amazing for a country of 10 million people.